Welcome back on this Mayor Monday. You know, Portland has been through quite a year. City officials, businesses, residents, all trying their best to survive the fallout of the pandemic.
Yeah, right now the Rose City is sitting in a 4-week freeze. And this morning we're getting an update from recently re-elected Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler. He joins us live right now. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you again. So let's first talk about this, the vandalism that we had over the weekend in Northeast Portland. We've just kind of continued to see this vandalism in the overnight hours that does seem to be different from the protesters we were seeing during the Black Lives Matter marches when this all kind of first started. What's your response to it? And, you know, when and how is this going to end as far as these overnight protests?
Yeah, well, first of all, let's be clear. These are not protesters and they are not engaged in protest. They are criminals and they are vandalizing things. And it's got to come to an end. I absolutely denounce that kind of violence. It has nothing to do with Black lives or any other cause. It's about a group of mostly young, mostly white young men coming together to break things. And they spray paint the building with Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter, or whatever. And they pretend that they are demonstrating in favor of some great cause. They're not. I've directed the police chief to do everything he can to arrest these individuals. I'll be bringing together the district attorney, some of the judges, the Multnomah County Sheriff, and others today to talk about how we are going to not only arrest these individuals, follow up with good investigative work, hold them in jail, and then prosecute them. That's the only thing that's going to work here. These guys are criminals and they need to be arrested and they need to be held accountable. Look, businesses are already struggling under this pandemic, and to add this on top of those struggles, it's really unconscionable. And these people need to be called out and they need to be held publicly accountable for their actions.
So is your hope then to maybe kind of change course for the DA, for District Attorney Mike Schmidt? Because he has said in the past that he's been hesitant to prosecute some of the charges that people are being arrested on. Are you hoping to see that change?
I absolutely know for a fact that he will prosecute this kind of violence and criminal destruction. I've had this conversation with him. He's made it clear that what he needs from the police and from the Multnomah County Sheriff and others is good investigative work and evidence so that he can make the prosecution. But I believe we're in alignment in terms of holding these people accountable.
Will there be a change as far as if tear gas is used in these cases, any of that?
Tear gas has nothing to do with this. This is about being there and arresting people as they engage in criminal activities. And again, I'm meeting with the chief and I'm asking, what tools do you need? What resources do you need in order to be able to arrest these individuals and hold them accountable? We're all sick and tired of waking up to the same news story about a bunch of individuals rampaging through the city, breaking windows, spray painting things, engaging in criminal destruction. That's making this pandemic a lot harder for small businesses to recover from. They're literally stealing food off the tables of the people who work in those businesses. That is what they are doing. There's no great cause here, and they need to be held accountable.
Well, you mentioned, you know, the tough time that so many of these businesses are facing because of the pandemic. We are in a freeze now for a month here in Multnomah County. What kind of support is on the table for our local businesses who really this could be it for them?
Yeah, in addition to the literally tens of millions of dollars that we put out the door towards small business relief, in addition to partnerships we've developed with philanthropy in the private sector to support them, in addition to the flexibility we're providing businesses to be able to operate in new and innovative ways during the pandemic. We're going to Salem. We're lobbying for that big package that the legislature is considering putting out there to support restaurants and other small businesses that are at risk. And I'm now fully expecting another CARES-like act in the near future. And small business has to be front and center in terms of supporting them because they support 80% of the people who work in this community. Okay. So we all have a vested interest in their resiliency and their success to get through this pandemic.
And real quickly, I'm sure one of your other goals in your new term is again, continuing to address the homeless issues that we're seeing in Portland.
Yeah, we all agree. We want safe, humane, and warm places for people on the streets, but we have to balance that against community expectations, that tents won't be blocking people's doorways, their businesses, or public right-of-ways. And that's why we just added 300 new shelter beds. We're saying, look, we can bring you in out of the cold into a place where you have access to hygiene, food, and other services. You can go there, but you can't stay here and block these public right-of-ways. And once the choice is given, if they decline it, we move them along. We're also winterizing the 3 outdoor shelter sites that we have with heated pods. That'll create a much more humane and a safer environment for people who are stuck out there on the streets during this pandemic.
I know things certainly not slowing down here for you in 2020, but Mayor Wheeler, this is the first time Jenny and I have had a chance to chat with you. So congratulations on your reelection, and wishing you and your family a happy and healthy Thanksgiving.
You too, and to all of your viewers, thank you very much. And everybody have a great and safe Thanksgiving.